Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a mini reading for a specific group of people. So if you are new to the channel, then welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I do collective readings and energy updates every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in between those main collective readings, I often do what I call mini readings like this video, where we will be diving into more specific threads of energy and downloads that come through for certain groups of people. So if you felt drawn to this video, I do feel that it's for some kind of reason. So hopefully there is some kind of message here that will resonate with you and provide some kind of clarity or guidance along your path through life. If you would like to manifest a more specific message from the reading, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. So with that being said, I am going to go ahead and get into shuffling some of the cards. Sometimes in advance of the readings, I get some kind of idea of what we're going to be talking about, but today I really have no idea what's going to be coming through. I am just going to leave things open-ended and see what wants to manifest through the readings. So if you have any personal intentions for the readings, you can set them either mentally or out loud or write them down. Okay, so I heard the word ancestors, that there's something coming into play with your ancestors, your family line, and I was actually feeling this message come through the other day, but I didn't do the video then, so my guides must be pushing this message back to the forefront of this reading. Someone out there listening must really need to hear this, but the message that was beginning to come through is around how you are designated in your family's line, in your ancestral line, to be the one to set some kind of new pattern here. And because of this, your guides want you to know, or maybe your ancestors, because I'm getting that there might be specific ancestors connecting with you and acting as a form of guide for you through this life, whether they are ancestors that you met prior to their transition or whether you never met them in this lifetime. They've chosen to act as spirit guides for you, although they are also ancestors. So specifically, a message coming through is around startup energy and how it takes more energy to set something into motion than to keep it in motion. And the same is true for ancestral patterns. So once a particular pattern is set into motion, it's relatively effortless to fall into line with that pattern. So many of your ancestors may have lived very similar lives in certain ways where they were bound by certain traditions, conventions, or restrictions, but you selected to be born into this family line to shift something in a major way, but making this shift has required you to input a lot more time and energy than you see others applying in their own lives. What I mean by this is, to put it very bluntly, things in your life may feel as though they're not happening on the same timeline for you as you see those things happening for others. So you might notice that certain milestones people tend to set for themselves in life are happening for you on entirely different timelines or timetables than they're happening for others. You may feel as though you have to apply more energy in your life to get certain results than people around you. But this is because you are the one paving the new pathway. It's much easier to walk an already paved pathway than to be the one literally forging the path, cutting through the forest, carving out the pathway, laying the foundation. And that is what you are doing here. You are literally forging new pathways that have never been created before, not just for yourself and even not just for your personal ancestral line, but for the collective. Because when you break down limiting beliefs within yourself, when you clear obstacles in your own life and your own energetic field, you clear them not only for yourself, not only for your family line, but in a sense, you clear them for the collective as well. But this has, in a sense, also come with a lot of burden and responsibility in your life. I feel you are someone who's always carried the weight of knowing who you really are as a soul and what you came here to do. And what I mean when I say that that is a weight is many people who choose as souls to live lives that more so fall in line with the current collective consciousness, they will not feel this internal pressure to become who they know they came here to be. You felt that internal pressure. You most likely felt restless from a very young age. Maybe you've always felt almost like you're behind the curve, racing to kind of like get ahead or to manifest something or to push into something. Others may have labeled you as type A at times about your goals and dreams and visions. And the reason that you've always had this restlessness to discover who you really are is because on some level you've always known who you are and you've carried that blueprint within you. And that is the internal pressure that's constantly pushed you. I'm seeing like pressure makes diamonds, that kind of metaphoric language that we hear often. You are that diamond, and the internal pressure of your spirit pushing you into your fullest potential has now formed you into that diamond. With this free will card sitting on the throat chakra, this says choices, decisions, contact, action cannot be forced. So there's something about not forcing, but allowing it to flow. So I'm going to get some more details on this. And the next card we have is observe, but in the reverse position. I clearly heard the word social media detox for someone, so someone may have been guided recently, or maybe your guides or intuition have been pushing you to disconnect from certain aspects of social media, to go through some kind of media detox, or to be cautious about what you take in or what you observe, because I'm hearing what you observe, you absorb over time. But I'm also getting this message around something about you're done observing and it's time to take action. So I feel that for a while you may have been in more of an observant stance where you were taking in a lot of information around you. Maybe you were kind of a student, literally or more symbolically. You were learning a craft, you were teaching yourself, researching, developing some level of expertise, but now there's been this shift from observing into action. But the thing about that action is, once again, it has to flow. It can't be forced. I'm hearing one day at a time, so you might look at every day and just think, what actions can I take in alignment with my soul to move me closer to my goals without getting too involved in the timelines, how long it's going to take, or setting deadlines for yourself, simply allowing things to flow as you step into radical present moment action. Yeah, that's what's going to push you into your highest potential here. I just feel this sense of a culmination, you being the culmination of something that was set into motion generations ago that's been passed down. It's almost like you are the manifestation of everything your ancestors were working so hard to lay the foundation for. Everything, it's almost like all of their conscious and unconscious desires are being manifested through you. I specifically feel that for some of you listening, you may be a divine feminine and you may have a line of feminine energies in your family who their obligation was really solely to give birth and to have a family, but they had unconscious desires that they never fully were given the opportunity to cultivate, desires to reach their fullest potential on a personal level that they felt blocked from fully realizing because of their societal obligations. So, for a specific divine feminine listening, you may notice that your desires seem very different from your ancestors. So, for example, certain things might seem contradictory, things that they wanted, things, okay, I have to, this is a complex message, so give me a moment, but your desires appear to be contradictory of your ancestors, specifically feminine ancestors, because when you read or see or hear about their lives, it looks like they didn't really have any desires besides being subservient possibly to their husband and giving birth to children and having a family. And you may believe when you look at their lives that that was their only desire. But what you don't consciously know is they actually had many unconscious desires that were never given the chance to grow because of societal expectations, because of convention, or because of necessity. They might simply have felt that they had no way to escape a kind of specific sort of life that they were pushed into out of necessity. So you are the manifestation of their unconscious desires for freedom, for independence, for self-actualization. And that is why, in so many respects, your life might look very different from your ancestors who came before you. The path you've chosen may even threaten certain family members who are still on this earth plane. In fact, you may have certain family members, especially family members who may have come before you, who have judged or questioned some of your choices and decisions in this life, some of the path that you've taken. But your life is meant to look unconventional. You are the answer to prayers that your ancestors would not even allow themselves to pray consciously. Meaning, again, you are this embodiment of so many things that people before you wanted that they felt completely incapable of manifesting in their own lives. You are, I'm hearing you're breaking through the barrier. So there might be some kind of barrier of a rigid belief system or limitation or lack mentality that you are breaking through. I also keep hearing first in a generation or first in a family. So you may be the first in your family or the first in a generation to do something specific. That might be for someone listening. Now, I also want to note here that having children and having a family, if that's something you desire, is not mutually exclusive necessarily with these other dreams and goals and visions that we're talking about here. So I felt the need to say that because I do feel for someone listening, You might already be walking that path. You may have children or grandchildren. You may desire to have children. You might desire to have a family. These things aren't mutually exclusive. The difference is you have the freedom, whether or not you choose to have a family or do have a family, you have the freedom to personally self-actualize in a way that your ancestors did not have access to. But this self-actualization has required a huge input of energy and focus from you. And I feel that's that restlessness that we were talking about, that feeling of being born. I'm hearing you were born running. I'm not sure why I'm getting that, almost like always racing on to the next thing, or needing to solve something or figure something out or work towards something. This isn't coincidental. This is because that internal pressure was created from your soul blueprint that's always been guiding you in very specific directions. And I just keep getting the word self-actualization. So that soul blueprint has been creating that internal pressure to guide you into self-actualization. I'm hearing you won't regret it, with regret reversed. So if someone is considering taking a leap of faith here that feels really aligned with your soul, and you were wondering, if I go down this route, am I going to regret it? I'm getting this strong message to follow your heart, to follow your intuition, because you're not going to ever regret doing so. This is going to lead you into closer alignment with your soul's true blueprint, which is going to lead naturally to deeper levels of fulfillment and joy, levels that you may have not even previously known were possible to attain. So I'm going to be pulling more cards to channel more into any other messages your ancestors or guides might have here. But if you are resonating with this reading, I really recommend checking out the subliminals that I've created to assist you in your journey here as a soul incarnated on Earth. Subliminals are audio meditations that are so powerful because they are designed to bypass the conscious filter of the mind, which allows them to make deeper, more lasting impressions on the subconscious mind. And research has actually shown us that it's the subconscious that controls 95% of our thoughts, actions, and outcomes in life. So when we shift what's happening in those subconscious mind programs, we can radically alter our energy extremely fast. And it's like this fast track to manifesting our desires into physical reality. Personally, when I started using subliminals several years ago, I started seeing faster, more effective results than I had ever seen with any other manifestation technique that I had tried. And I've been using subliminals ever since in my own personal life. So I am now sharing my own personal library of subliminals with all of you through my app, Sound and Soulful, which you can download by searching Sound and Soulful in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. You can also download it by clicking the link in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But on this app, I have over 130 subliminals for essentially every area of life. So there are subliminals for appearance, mood, mindset, money, manifestation, business, love, relationships, energy clearing, and so much more. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account in the app, you get access to all of the subliminals I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can create your own custom private playlists, and you can even read the affirmations while you are listening. Now, if you're just getting started with subliminals and really connecting with this reading, then I would most highly recommend my subliminal called Ultimate Alchemist Transformation, because this is so magical for getting you aligned with some of your deepest core desires, getting the energy moving in positive directions in so many different areas of your life. So again, the link to download the Sound and Soulful app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Okay, so I'm going to reshuffle the cards here and see what else your ancestors or spirit guides might want to be communicating to you at this time. So, for those resonating with this reading, what do their spirit guides or ancestors want to communicate? Trust the nudge. What is that nudging feeling trying to tell you? Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So with that card, I get a very strong message of you feel as though you don't fit in because you were never meant to fit into this version of earth. You are here to create a new earth, in a sense, to create a brand new version of earth. One that is more unconditionally loving, one that is more creative, more free, more abundant. What else can I channel here? Something might be nudging you with that trust the nudge card. What could be nudging you here? Some kind of powerful breakthrough or new idea with the Ace of Swords. So if you feel you've received sudden clarity on something recently, but you're starting to question it, maybe this was a new idea, a new person, a new opportunity, something that's felt like a breakthrough, I'm getting this strong message of trusting that powerful breakthrough, especially if there's a lot of passion and excitement associated with that, to really follow out those feelings of passion, because this idea isn't just happenstance. This breakthrough, whatever it is for you that's been nudging at you, this is actually a direct message from your higher self and your spirit team pushing you in that particular direction, speaking through your intuition and possibly even through your dreams. Because for some of you, we have the moon card coming out, which can associate with dreams and the subconscious mind. We have the star card here as well, so I'm sensing some kind of newfound creativity or inspiration coming through, but this also seems connected with the Hermit. So if you felt guided to spend more time kind of cocooning in a cocoon, so to speak, alone lately with yourself, soul searching, of course, part of why you could be feeling this way is because Mercury retrograde is still occurring if you are watching this video before Mercury goes direct on August 28th, 2024. But because of that Mercury retrograde window that we're in, all of our illusions and shadow aspects are being brought to the surface for processing. But this can also be a time of heightened breakthroughs, clarity through this process of integrating those shadow aspects and illuminating those illusions that we need to hold on to. So I'm just getting a message of allowing that process to continue here. I am seeing that something is going to be manifesting around you being elevated into a position of leadership, or a position where you are more actively helping and assisting and inspiring others. So be prepared for some kind of opportunity or advancement for moving forward or moving up in your life. I am getting the sense that this will feel as though it's something being given to you or being offered to you in the 3D. So it could be someone giving you, for example, a raise or a promotion, or asking you to lead or elevating you in some way. But what you need to know is, although it might look like it's something being given to you, it's something that you've been being prepared for a long time from within yourself. That although it looks like someone's giving this to you externally, this is actually something that is very much on your soul's path, that your spirit team has been preparing you for a while now, internally and energetically. So this feels like a really beautiful place to close the reading. I hope this message reached whoever needed to hear it. If so, I would love to hear how you related to the reading in the comments underneath this video. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. And of course, if you do resonate with my energy in a general sense, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. If you do feel guided to explore these subliminals I've created to help you shift your energy, magnetize yourself for your desires, and positively transform your life, then the link to download the Sound and Soulful Subliminals app that I've created is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am wishing you the most magical, beautiful remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next video. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's reading. Know that simply by being present here with this reading, you are transmitting a frequency that is actively co-creating all of the messages and pieces of information that are going to be manifested through this video. So I'm going to start today by shuffling the energy oracle cards. But while I'm shuffling, I also want to share some of what I've been picking up on collectively because there's been a little bit of collective anxiety that I've been picking up on. Now, of course, this might not be for everyone listening, so only take these messages if this is something you've been experiencing and something that intuitively resonates for you on a personal level. But what I've been picking up is that there are some in the collective who have been feeling a bit of anxiety or sadness coming through. And I am going to be shuffling the cards to pull a few messages related to this, but I so clearly heard you're not backsliding, even if it feels that way. So I feel right away someone needed to receive the message that it might feel as though you are going back into something, whether it's an old pattern, an old emotion, an old memory, and this might even feel a little bit heavy or lower vibrational in nature. But even if that is the case, you need to know that whatever you're going through isn't actually you going backwards. So I am going to be, of course, channeling more messages around this. But I also wanted to share that I've been picking up a lot around over responsibility and releasing guilt for the choices and decisions that others are making, for the way that others are choosing to utilize their time and their energy and what they are choosing to create and attract and perpetuate in their lives. Because I don't know who this is for, and I might be speaking to someone very specific here, but I've been getting that for someone listening. You felt very responsible for someone, or for some of you, this could be a group of people, although I am getting that for many of you, this is one person that you've been very close to in the past. This could be a friend, this could be a family member, a romantic relationship, and I feel that for a while you were very much a guide and a support for this person in many ways. But lately, you've been guided to pull back your energy a bit. And as we've been saying here on this channel, to no longer allow yourself to be the bridge for someone else's sense of happiness or stability, because you are shifting into a time where you might actually be questioning if you are being selfish. And what you need to know is you're not being selfish in the negative connotation of that word. You are shifting into a different spiritual role in your life where you are meant to be leading by example, meaning you inherently have to be focused upon self, because through your own peace and alignment and happiness and success and stability, you are paving pathways that others are going to be able to follow. Whereas in the past, a lot of your spiritual mission in past phases of this life may have revolved more so around being more actively involved, kind of in the mud, so to speak, with others day to day. Now you are meant to be focused on self, because there is something here that you came to create or embody or do. And this could be anything as generalized as a particular lifestyle, a home, a family, a way of operating in your life generally. But this could also be as specific as a very defined and detailed goal, dream, or vision. Or, of course, anything in between, or a combination of the two, because we all incarnate here with very unique and personalized soul missions. So I just keep hearing release your sense of over responsibility for others. And I hope if that message was for you, that it reached you. Okay, so we have Angel of Strength in the upright position. And I'm getting that your strength and your confidence can at times intimidate others. This has been something that has come up in the readings, but the guides want me to address it here again in this reading. So you have reached this place of confidence within yourself. I'm hearing confidence through self-love. So I feel that it's actually the way that you've cared for yourself and prioritized yourself and learned to love yourself more fully, that you've actually been able to cultivate this natural sense of confidence. It's not something that you put on, it's something that you naturally radiate because of the depths of self-love that you've cultivated within. But I'm getting that this can be intimidating to others, and you're going to notice at this stage of your journey that some who are intimidated by your confidence will actually try and get you to second guess or doubt yourself. And I don't know why this is coming up here, but if this is for you, you need to know that you have reached a point of knowing how to listen to your internal self, to your guidance, and you've been following that, and you can trust that. You do not need any kind of confirmation or validation from others, and in fact, very often you will find that if you are seeking out others to help you make decisions or choices in your life or trying to listen to the guidance externally, you might actually begin to feel led astray. This is because you've already done the work to become deeply connected to your inner self. You know how to listen to those intuitive impulses within yourself, and the voices of other people are really not helpful when it comes to deciding the major directions or courses of your life at this stage. You can trust yourself, and that is the major message coming through. You can trust when you feel that something is right for you, or you feel that it's not time yet for something, or it's time for something else. And you are teaching others how to find their own way through their own connection to their inner self in the way that you lead by that example of being someone who is so internally, intuitively guided. Now, I am getting the broken heart card and all tied up in the reverse position. So there's some kind of situation of heartbreak where there's been some very stagnant energy. And what I see is that stagnant, stuck energy actually beginning to move, or a kind of momentum being created. But I'm hearing that whatever this situation was, whether it's something within yourself or an external person or situation connected to you, it's your willingness to release that sense of over responsibility and to focus on and prioritize yourself, even if at times your ego mind has questioned that and wondered if it's selfish. You've continued to lean into the knowing that as within, so without, that as you more deeply connect with your inner self and follow that intuitive guidance, you are actually moving in alignment with what is best for the collective whole as well. But anyway, what I'm picking up here is it's that releasing of guilt or over responsibility or fear or control that has actually begun to open this stuck energy in a way that's going to show up in the physical 3D world. So I want to know how that unstuck energy, I guess we could call it, is going to show up in your physical 3D world. I have to say, I just keep getting this urge to like cry. Maybe someone has felt this. Maybe you've been in a place where a lot of those tears have been falling, or I'm hearing in some cases without even knowing why, there's just been a lot of pain coming to the surface emotionally that's being processed. And if that's for you, then I promise we're going to get more into this. But I do see this releasing of negative energy and stress with the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. So if there's something, especially love or any kind of relationship related, and this doesn't have to be romantic love, this could be platonic love, familial love, whatever this is, if this is relational related, then I'm getting that there is something that's been creating negativity or feeling like a heavy burden that's going to be lifted or is being lifted. There is this light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy. But just like with so many breakthroughs, and so often when that stuck energy releases, ironically, we will actually re-experience some of that heaviness in our own emotions and our own physical body. It's almost like as that negative stuck energy exits our field, we actually re-experience it in that exit, if that makes sense. So that might be what someone is going through here. Can I get any more details on this letting go of negativity or stress? Okay, it comes through surrender, letting go of something, allowing yourself to soften around a situation or see things from a softer perspective is what I'm getting. No longer, it's weird, it's almost this energy of you were really holding on tight, kind of like taking pride in standing your ground about something, holding on to something, thinking that was the right way to handle it, but ultimately it got to be such a heavy burden that you had to approach it a different way. You had to let go. But now, in that letting go, some stuck energy is actually breaking loose here. Okay, so we have the Tower reversed and the Queen of Wands. All right, let me resituate the microphone here. Okay, so there's someone here who's been resisting change. This isn't you. I feel this is an energy connected to you. Whereas you've overcome your tower moment. You allowed things in your life to crumble. You allowed the ego death. And so I'm hearing you've been through the tower, you've overcome it, and that has earned you kind of like a rite of passage. It's earned you a new energy. This energy was hard won, meaning you had to surrender to the chaos. You had to allow the tower moments in your life to take place. But now you've moved beyond that. So even though you might be feeling some of that residual heavy energy, the first thing I'm getting is that's exactly what it is. It's very residual. It's not really related to something to be concerned about that's happening at the moment. It is almost this echo of a past time that is being fully healed or processed. But what I'm picking up as well is that you are meant to be in this Queen of Wands state of being, focused on yourself, in this magnetic state, very confident. But there is someone who seems to be connected to you who has been resisting their tower moment. Now, for some of you, this could be an ex, a past romantic situation that you had to let go of because this person was not allowing that realignment of their life to happen through that tower moment, and them resisting those changes was actually beginning to negatively impact you. Now, for others of you, this could be a friend, this could be a family member, or even groups of people in your life who, in a sense, are now going through their own tower moments that they've been resisting, just like you went through yours. But again, it's like your tower is over. So you are in this Queen of Wands state, just like we said near the beginning of the reading. I really see these cards as a sign of confirmation for so many of those initial messages, because you, as this Queen of Wands, are leading by your example, prioritizing yourself, forging the pathway forward, and your role is no longer to be this artificial bridge for others. You are, however, this beacon of unconditionally loving energy with the angel of love in the upright position. And you're living in the same physical world as many of these others who are going through their tower moment, but in some sense you aren't living in the same dimension, meaning you spend a lot of your time up in higher dimensional energies, even as you are still on the same physical planet. You spend a lot of your time in the quantum realm, so to speak, in the fifth dimension, cultivating these states of unconditional love and acceptance and non-judgment and abundance and freedom. And these cultivated states open portals for others that they can step through to find their own inner peace with hostilities reversed. But I'm just hearing that it's rare to connect with you, meaning someone really has to allow the tower moments in their life and be very much focused on raising their own vibration in a way if they are going to be able to connect with you very consistently in the physical world, because of how you're so often in these higher dimensional spaces and on these higher level timelines. Now, that's not to say they can't connect with you occasionally and rarely, and so a lot of your experience lately has probably been a lot of people that seem to briefly come into your life or come in and out of your life, kind of bouncing in and out of your timeline. Because what's actually happening is they're bouncing in and out of alignment with a higher version of themselves that they're unable currently to maintain consistently, but that they occasionally catch a glimpse of. And in those glimpses, they are able to briefly connect with you. So you are meant to be surrendering to this process of how your connections are taking place, entering and leaving your life, because you are most likely noticing that people seem to very much come in and out of your life, or some people will connect with you very intensely, then seem to disappear. This could even be friends, family members, business opportunities. You are meant to be surrendering into all of this. Surrendering into the chaos, again, is what I'm getting here. Surrendering into the uncertainty with the storm warning card. While you hold those examples of those higher cultivated states of being, and it's very interesting that we're getting the word cultivate, because it makes me think that you are actively doing things in your daily life to cultivate these higher energetic states of being. So only you can know what that looks like for you, but I do want to shift gears a bit and talk about this person around this situation of heartbreak with stuck energy breaking loose, but they seem to be going through a very heavy, chaotic time. This seems to be someone that you either were very connected with at some point or currently are still very connected with. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this person's heavy energy here, and also what they could potentially be thinking and feeling towards you. Okay, we have community reversed. So this is someone who is feeling very alone, but I'm getting that this might not necessarily be physically alone. So they could have people around them, but they're feeling alone in terms of being unsupported. But I'm getting something about this is serving a sort of spiritual purpose to get this person to connect more with their own intuition and inner voice. Now, I'm hearing that this person has been stubborn in the past, and because of this, in order for them to be connected with their inner voice, they've had to go through trials and difficulties in their life that they might even currently still be going through in order to learn how to do things in a different way, meaning how to do things more in alignment with what their internal voice, their intuition, their higher self has been trying to guide them to do. Now, I am picking up that in your relationship or connection with this person, this stubbornness that they've had and this resistance to listening to their own higher self has created a lot of pain, because you've always been connected to this person's higher self, but they've not always been embodying that in their physical form. And you are someone who is very psychic, very intuitive, very spiritually connected, and so you can sense when you have a profound soul connection with someone's soul, in essence, with their true self. You can see the bigger spiritual picture, but oftentimes this trips you up when it comes to the day-to-day things. I'm hearing one of the spiritual struggles of your life has been that your ability to see things from such a higher perspective, from such a broad perspective, can actually affect your quality of life on a daily basis, because you are very much a visionary. You are an idea person. You're someone capable of seeing future potential timelines where grand dreams are manifested realities. You're able to tap into the higher selves of people you connect with who are nowhere near in that moment, embodying that higher version of themselves. So this can create some difficulty in your day-to-day life, because so often the in the moment 3D reality doesn't necessarily match the spiritual, higher level potential, or even the big picture of what will be when it comes to that person's situation or connection. And oftentimes, we have to respond to things that are occurring in real time in our physical reality in order to protect our energy, to create self-supportive boundaries, to remain focused and centered and grounded when it comes to our own goals and prioritizing our own selves. And I feel this has been a major component to your journey recently, being able to recognize that yes, you can see the bigger picture spiritually, you can see others for their potential, you can see even opportunities or situations for their highest potential, but that you also have to have a self-supportive, self-nurturing awareness of what that thing or person or relationship is actually exuding or embodying or being in the real-time physical reality. And so I feel being able to balance nurturing yourself for the way that things are now physically with your ability to vision out so immensely into futuristic potentials has been this practice. It's been a spiritual practice for you. So, what else can I channel? I am seeing that this person who has been resistant in the past to listening to their intuition, when they were resistant to that, there also may have been times that they caused hurt emotionally in your life because with Karen Connections reversed, even though their higher self is bonded to you with unconditional love, with angel of love, and you've always felt that spiritual higher level support from their soul, from their highest version of self in the physical world. Since they've been resistant to listening to the guidance of that higher self, they may have actually exhibited cold behaviors towards you. I'm hearing withdrawn. This person may have suddenly withdrawn themselves for periods of time that left you feeling abandoned or hurt or confused, because again, you've been able to sense the love that exists on a spiritual level between the two of you. But what I'm picking up is that this person is going through these storms for a reason, and that reason is to really push them to connect with that higher version of themselves. And this is pushing them through their ego mind as well. And ultimately, this is going to be a really beautiful realignment for them. But in the moment, it most likely feels very chaotic. But I'm getting that you've been guided by your personal spirit guides and your own higher self not to intervene. And for some, I'm hearing not to intervene this time. So there may have been past times where you did intervene on this person's behalf when you saw them going through something challenging or chaotic. And maybe in those moments in the past, you would step in and be that artificial bridge to this person's happiness or to their spiritual connectedness to their higher self. But you've been moved in terms of your roles. Your role is no longer to be that bridge, it's to be an example of your own alignment and stability. And if you were to attempt to step in and intervene for this person, I'm hearing that you know intuitively it would throw you off of your own state of alignment. And not just that, but if you were to intervene, this person would remain resistant. That's why your intuition has been kind of telling you not to get involved here, even though I sense you have a deep love for this person and it's been really challenging. They need to go through this because they've been very resistant to listening to their higher self, but these storms are going to, and actually are already beginning to, really realign them with a higher pathway. And that's not just going to break free stuck energy when it comes to your connection, although that will be the case, but it's also going to allow this person to connect more with their own personal manifestation power. It's going to realign their entire life in a very comprehensive way, not limited to your connection to this person. So I'm going to reshuffle here, and wow, very intense energy coming through here. So let's just open things up a bit, and I want to know what else you need to know at this time, anything or anyone else that might be connected to you, any messages from your guides. We do have the Deceit card in the upright position, so I'm picking up on collective thought forms that might be tempting you to go back into old patterns or to stray from what your intuition has been telling you for the sake of adhering to, I'm hearing, common knowledge or conventionality. Interesting. I know this isn't going to be for everyone, but for some of you listening, you may have been around influences recently, or even just societally speaking. There are these influences in society, trends, ways of thinking and doing things that can be very 3D in nature. And it's not that they're necessarily low vibrational patterns for certain individuals, because some of those patterns or ways of being, they come with their own reward systems. And if someone is at a lower, meaning less expanded level of consciousness, some of those programs and patterns might actually be beneficial for them at the level that they are at. But for you, they are lower vibrational in the sense that they are outdated, in the sense that you've expanded, you've been energetically upgraded, and those old programs, ways of being, ways of conventionally doing things aren't working for you in the same way. And your intuition has been guiding you into higher ways of doing things. With the cornucopia card, this might be related to how you manifest, how you achieve or create or succeed in your life, however you define success, because of course there are a myriad of ways to define success. But I'm hearing that most people are doing things in a very externalized way, whereas you are doing things in a very internalized way, meaning you are finding this state within the reverse of peace and fulfillment within yourself that is guiding you one step at a time, one intuitive step at a time, towards the harmonious manifestation of your goals and dreams, whatever these are for you. And this is a very gradual process with the Patience card in the upright position. I'm hearing consistently speaking or sharing or connecting with your truth. So I know in a previous reading we talked about how consistency is so much more important than this elusive concept of perfection. And I'm getting that you're doing something with your throat chakra that might seem small on a regular basis, but overall it's creating a huge impact, and it's actually allowing you to create or manifest something in the long term with your life, but it's happening in a very gradual way. So this is something coming together very gradually. It has a divine timing aspect to it, but there's something that you're consistently doing. Now, I'm getting for some of you, this might be consistently sharing online or creating something, putting something out into the world, or it could be more internal. This could be you consistently journaling or connecting with your inner truth in some kind of way, however that looks for you personally. But I'm getting that this is having a massive impact when it comes to the manifestation of your goals over the course of time. Okay, so what can I channel for all of the beautiful people listening? So once again, we have the heartbreak card, and I'm hearing unprocessed emotions. So I'm getting that if you've been feeling a lot of heaviness coming up, I'm getting this may have felt like grief without a cause, just feeling almost like you're mourning a past version of yourself or past phases of your life, or just a sadness that you can't quite pin down. there are these unprocessed emotions coming up to the surface for the purpose of your expansion with the World card in the upright position. Interesting. So what are these emotions that are coming up that have been unprocessed? Victory in the reverse position. So this could be past times in your life where you felt like you failed or you felt defeated by something. And these things are being processed to help you realize that I'm hearing everything that you've ever needed has always been within you. You are the one that you've been waiting for, to be there for you, to support you, to help you. These things that are failures, there's some kind of element of illusion around them. There's something being processed here about you having been really hard on yourself in the past, calling things that happened failures or defeats, or being really hard on past versions of you. And it's almost like some kind of internal self-healing is taking place here where you are going back into those old versions of yourself. And again, this might just be happening very naturally through emotions that you are feeling. But these past versions of you are asking you to connect with them and to, in a sense, heal them by recognizing that they were doing the best that they could, by recognizing that all of these scenarios and situations and moments where you felt as though you had failed were not failures. They were spiritual training exercises that have ultimately led you to this point where you now are, where you've realized that everything you've ever needed is within yourself. Interesting. I don't know who that's for. I know it's a very kind of generalized message, and that won't be for everyone. Can I get any more information here about who or what might be connected to you, or anything that you need to know? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords upright. So there is someone here who has been connecting with your energy for a while, because this Knight of Swords came out in the Wednesday reading that we did as well. You guys know I do channel these readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with sometimes some readings in between. So I do recommend subscribing to the channel, because by subscribing, this is a form of virtual energetic transference that does tend to allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you, not just in this reading, but in future readings as well. But anyway, we talked about in that reading how there was a page, a knight, and an emperor connecting with you energetically. And so this Knight of Swords was actually the exact knight card that came out in that reading. So for some of you, you might find some benefit from that previous reading as well. But this is someone who is very decisive about you, almost to the point as of coming off as a little bit impulsive, or maybe moving a little bit too quickly. Because with the Devil card, I do feel that there is something that this person is dealing with behind the scenes, or I should say not dealing with. There's some kind of heavy energy around them. And I have to say, I almost feel like this person is trying to move really quickly with you, because there's something within themselves that they're trying to avoid or not deal with. It's almost like they're actually feeling deeply stagnant in a general sense in their own life, even if they socialize a lot and have a lot of activities going on and things that they do in general. This person feels like they are stuck in some way or stagnant, and it's been affecting their confidence. I feel all of this is very secretive, meaning it's been happening behind the scenes. I don't necessarily feel they've been very open about this. And so it's almost like they're trying to move forward very quickly with you, to connect with you, because, well, why is this person trying to connect with you? Okay, yeah, they're stubbornly trying to create some kind of union with you with the Ten of Cups, but they're feeling as though it's like they're perceiving themselves as a failure, really doubting themselves, and not facing some karmic lessons that they have to learn in their own life. But then they're trying to come at you with this energy of an offer, and most likely something about this is going to feel very off to you. Again, this energy won't resonate for everyone, but if you've had someone coming at you very quickly and something has just felt off about it to your intuition, or they've been trying to push you to connect with them more or to do something, this could be in business, in friendships, family members, relationships, but something has just felt off about it. This might actually be because this person has been avoiding their own inner healing, avoiding some lessons that they need to learn, and almost like trying to superficially use this connection with you to, it's like to boost their sense of confidence and to make them feel less stagnant in their own life because they perceive you as the chariot. Yeah, someone who's really on the up, someone who's achieving a lot in their life. I'm hearing they're acting like they want to be with you or around you, but really it's like they want to be you. I know that's a really strange message, but this could be like a friend, a family member, or a romantic person who acts like they just really want to connect with you and with your energy, but they actually want to, they wish that they were you or were your energy because they see in you so many of the qualities that they've been unwilling to cultivate within themselves. Interesting. I know that's going to be a very specific message for a small group of people. Now, so much has come up in this reading, and typically I talk about what we're going to be talking about in the extended Patreon reading during the reading itself. But for whatever reason today, this reading just wanted to flow. But I do know that in the extended version of the reading, we will be going much deeper into these messages. So if anything here has been connecting with you and you feel guided to go deeper with this and get some more guidance and information, then I will be leaving a link to the extended version of this reading, which is available in our beautiful Patreon Soul Tribe. And the link will be in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, if anything here did connect with you, as always, I would love to hear from you in the comments section. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information to uplift your day and help you align with your highest vibrational timeline. So I'm going to close this reading here with a final Rumi Oracle card. And this card is Divine Mother Manifests. Okay, so the guidebook here says, "O you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss, for those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards." Rumi, no matter whether or not things appear to be working out, they are, and you are being held in the loving protection of the Divine Mother to keep you from straying from your highest path and divine destiny. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. I hope you all have a beautiful, magnificent remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.